Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play The Witcher 3 on a Witcher Wednesday. I'm your host, Colors Fade, and it's episode 33. It's long since time that Geralt went and found some of the cat school gear. It's going to be his primary armor set for the remainder of the game, because we're going to lean into light attacks and critical hits.
Someone placed an illusion here.
And so we have this little cave that we wandered into. This is really interesting. I wish I would have recorded the beginning of this. This is actually in the city of Novigrad. And you have to go across a long bridge, which we'll see toward the end. But Novigrad has some really neat parts of the city, and that bridge in particular that leads to this area, which will lead you down a trail, kind of down the side of a cliff, until you eventually get to this cage. That's what I thought was a little bit odd there at the beginning, was that the quest marker for this part of the quest was in Novigrad. So a little cat eye here, and in the distance we can see we're probably dealing with a golem. Which we are. Dodge his attacks. That's the tough one. It's like an AoE that you can't really escape unless you're kind of far away from him. Kind of need to roll that one, I think. No, I like it when you rip off all the crits, though. So the guardian of this place is dispatched. Nicely done, Geralt. Got all his monster components there. This place is kind of split off in 3 different directions, and this one direction has this little wall here that's got a crack in it. I love how CD Projekt Red went about this, revealing stuff like this to you, so you can see there's a crack in the wall. You're like, oh, I've got just the sign for that thing. A neat little cave, and then of course my nemesis, my own personal nemesis, H2O. Gotta like getting weaponry repair kits from stuff like that. Of course, Geralt is now overweight. There are skills you can take that'll add to your carry weight, but I don't really worry about that. You get bonus carry weight from saddles that you put on your horse, and I much prefer to have most of my skills that are slotted and active to be combat skills and potion skills. I really do want to make a true sign build for Geralt someday, though, because I tend to play this game, and I favor the cat style and the cat family and the cat armor, and lean into light attacks with the appropriate potions and oils. But Geralt is really a wolf. He's the white wolf, of course, and if one really wanted to roleplay this all the way, they'd have to lean into that. And to lean into that, into the wolf set of armor, then you really want to lean into signs, because that's how that all synergizes really well. Looked to the depths to be lifted up. That's a pretty good clue, actually. So this is another third of this place. This location is split off into like a this dungeon is a left wing and a right wing. So the left wing has the lake that we dove into, and the right wing has this. Research notes. My friend, what do they say? As per the instructions of our supervisor, we have conducted a series of studies on the genotype of the creatures commonly known as drowners. Sadly, administering a poison made of fugu fish introduced a coma in all specimens in the study. After 24 hours, the vital function of all above-mentioned specimens ceased, prohibiting us from continuing. That's too bad. And of course, you wander around here, there's a bunch of levers. Along with that really awful sound. There's a guardian here. And this is me not remembering where I have Yrden set up on the hotkeys. And then using the wrong sign. Where is that sign? I need to be able to kill this wraith. Makes it easier anyways. But I didn't get it down there. Back to the levers. There's a little bit more exploring, and there's a mysterious recipe. I've got a bit of time between these treatments. I have to administer these stinking drowners, so as promised, I'm writing you the recipe for my famous spice chicken and pumpkin stew. Well, okay. If only we could cook and make meals. Had some kind of bonus to them. The levers, though, the minute you start toying around with this, you notice, oh, they turn, and the note said, look to the depths. So if you get all the statues to look to the depths, you get a little surprise here. I played my whole entire first playthrough through The Witcher without knowing that the crossbow is your best friend when you have to dive into the water. And this makes drowners so much easier to deal with. Yep, just make sure you got it, Geralt, and then get in there. I don't think you can really hit them from outside. Maybe you can, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, like he hit that one. But here's the thing that makes the crossbow awesome in the water is it doesn't matter how strong the drowner is or how weak your crossbow is or what kind of bolts you use. As long as you hit them with one crossbow bolt, they die. I actually think that's a pretty smart way to do it because they're such a pain in the butt. So give the player some easily manageable way to take them out. I feel like that was a good design decision on their own because you can't pull out your sword and they're in the water everywhere you go. Here's the other thing that's kind of funny is the controls for swimming and stuff in this game are pretty good. But then when it comes to rising up through the water, for some reason, it's not great. Which is surprising because it's basically the same mechanic as the one used in Assassin's Creed, but with even the same button combo, I think. And yet, Geralt just doesn't want to go to the surface. I don't know what's up with that. Never give me things that I can turn on, because then I'll spend the whole entire playthrough turning them on, as anybody knows from watching my playthrough with Baldur's Gate 3. This really should have been the last place we went to, because it all kind of culminates with this when you're chasing the cat school gear. There are various notes talking about this particular person up ahead. But I went here first because we were already in Novigrad. So here's Mad Cayenne. I mean, the good news with him is he's human.
No good, no evil, only
And humans can be parried. But you gotta watch out because he has this ability to create that shield. Right there, like it's hard to get more than one hit off in a row against him because he can do that. And then if he gets a couple slices, yeah, that shield is a right pain in the butt. It kind of negates what I'm doing with Geralt's potions, which is I really like. I can't remember the name of them now. I think one of them is the Echimera potion, but I can't remember the other one. I think it's the Night Wraith potion. One of them makes it so that when he hits with his weapon strike, it leeches health for him. And then, of course, for the other potion is with each enemy that he kills, he improves his health until the next time that he either fast travels or meditates. But you get all the feline clothing diagrams here off this guy, which is great. And, of course, we saw Undying Trigger, which is really nice. You build up your adrenaline and Undying triggers, and I just love having that. So that gets you your 4 pieces for the cat school gear. Now, he can't wear them. I think we're level 14 or 15, and you have to be level 17 to put that equipment on. But it's good to have it now because it's takes a little bit of time for you to go acquire the materials to craft it anyways. So I always feel like it's a good idea to do these things just a couple levels early of when you can actually wear them. And this poor bloke was teleported and stuck here, and he has a long, long history of bad events happening for him. But a little ways to the east, if you continue on this journey. Oh, no. So this is the exit to the tunnel, actually. This is the part that I wanted to show, because I just thought it was cool how Novigrad has this out of the way part here. Of course, this is really funny. You would think you'd just be able to jump up right there. You have to be over on that corner to jump onto that rock. It's a little awkward. But the more I play this game and wander around Novigrad and its various sewers and side alleys and houses and little complicated bits, the more it makes total sense that CD Projekt Red was the developer that made Cyberpunk and Night City. They did such a great job with Night City, and this city here gave them the opportunity to kind of cut their teeth on making a city and making it really interesting. Not that they didn't do interesting things with the previous 2 Witcher games, but it just really feels like they kind of hit their stride with this game and with Novigrad in particular. The design of it, the complexity of it. I can't wait to see what they do with the next Cyberpunk game. But this bridge here, I just think this is awesome. Big, long bridge with all these buildings, and it's genuinely a beautiful location in this game, I think.
I asked for fresh fish. What's this? Fresh fish.
Fresh fish. Is fish really fresh as soon as you take it out of the ocean? So there's 2 more pieces of cat gear to always get, or any set of armor. There's always the sword, and then I think the other piece is the crossbow. That's the one piece I never really pay attention to because I really only use it for doing things like shooting drowners. So at this little ruin to the east, little ravine here, and there's, well, we'll see it when we get down here. There's kind of 2 areas to this. Kind of forks off to the left and the right here, and one area you cannot get to, and you're not meant to get to it because it's actually for part of the main quest later on, I believe. But again, crack, Witcher Sense, this is great. Love this stuff. We got a sign for that. And here is this the sword? Yep, the feline silver sword. In the professor's notes. Excavations. He's deeply worried about the Witcher in their presence, and that was the Cayenne person that we just slayed. And over here is the purple door. Magically sealed. You can't get through it. At least not yet. That'll happen much later. And then it always pays to run around outside and look for things. Enhanced relic oil. Very nice. That's one of the things I was telling my son, because he's now playing this game. And there are plenty of fast travel markers. And I like that you can't just fast travel anytime you want to. You have to find a marker before you can fast travel. But the part that I like is there are so many points of interest on this map. And if you take the time to wander around and clear those off, you will get so many useful things. So many useful pieces of gear. I love parry. It's so satisfying to parry, guys. But in particular, I think it really pays to wander around and try to hit as many of the question mark sites as you can on the map. Because the ones that are monster nests are going to yield you a bunch of monster components. And in particular, the mutagens. Which is what you really want. Because the multicolored mutagens will allow you to make all your decoctions and oils. And then the solid color mutagens you can use to create stronger versions of those, and those are really what you want to slot for your build. Get some really nice benefits from those. Now this fella here, John Verdon. This is from many episodes ago.
John Verdon, remember? You saved me from the drowners. Was Coppolis then? Nah, why, my purse is bursting.
Mm-hmm. With coin that belonged to the refugees. Vengeance tastes sweet.
I thought you'd come for your reward. I'll gladly pay, mind you. You saved my life, no two ways about it. But if you're looking for a bruising, well, you'll find it.
Coin doesn't stink. Give it here.
There you are. May it multiply in your purse. Now go.
There's something to be said for slaying all of these guys and then taking the coin. After all, it's only 50 crowns, but we did save his ass. So the next piece of cat school gear, the last piece that we need. Seems like we're gonna need a boat out on this little island here. In both this game and Assassin's Creed Origins, I really like being able to use the boats to get around. And there's some hidden treasure. And of course there's our favorite fellows, the drowners. Gotta love them. Must use the appropriate oil. Got a bunch of adrenaline point gain on that sword. I need to be able to find some more of those. I need a good source of runes for weapons because weapon upgrades come frequently. You'll use a weapon for a level, maybe a level and a half, and then just from random exploration, you'll get a better weapon. But it won't have any runes to slot. So I need to do a little research and figure out, because I run into defensive runes all the time. But the offensive runes are mostly not runes that I care about, because a lot of them are for signs. And the runes that I like to have on my weapons are anything that's going to add adrenaline points or critical hit chance or just straight up weapon attack. Stunning and critting and poisoning. I mean, stunning and freezing are not that big of a deal. Neither's poison, really, because you're going to kill things too quickly most of the time. So this is what you should do. Anytime you see a letter like this, you should read it, and then you should immediately change your quest instead of doing what I'm going to do. Collected goods from the same crate. So if you're here later than a week, you're dead. And so you should switch to it immediately, because anytime you pick something up like that out in the wild, the quest for it is really close. And I'm a complete moron here, and I'm thinking, well, I need to go do this other stuff. I'm looking for the cat stuff. And the thing is, in this particular case, he's able to see that there's a chest down here, and I'm not paying attention to the quest because I don't have it active. And the thing is, and it's some nice stuff in there, moon dust and dark iron ore, that's great. But the problem is, there's actually 4 chests around here that you need to loot to make this minor quest complete. And that's why I say the thing you want to do is switch over to that quest and then just very quickly complete it before continuing on your way.
Show me what you got.
Come here, Muxie. I love the design of these guys. Get over here. Oh yeah, the crits, baby. And that's why I like crits. They're just awesome. But a short ways to the north of there is what we're actually looking for. And I always love this too. These little smuggler caches. Very creative. Put the barrels on there. You always got to stop here and get this stuff. If nothing else, it's going to turn into coins for you. But anytime there's a shipwreck, it's probably something you want to investigate. One of the things I really dig about this world that they built is just how much wreckage is around it at the various points. It really gives you the feeling that a war has been taking place, or wars, plural. It really gives you, and there it is, the feline crossbow. It really gives you the sense that there is this ongoing war. Kyan is enlisted with the Flying Stag as a guard of sorts. I'm actually finding this expedition amusing, and then he gets to the interesting part here. While waiting for more favorable atmospheric conditions, I looked through his thing, some very intriguing documents, a map of Estair, that's where we just were, crack in the ground. The Witchers of the Cat School use elven weapons. And wait for it, Professor Sigismund Gloger's notes. It's clear that the Witcher blah blah blah. Anyway, it's a really neat story to read through, and you should probably do it in reverse order of how I did it. You should go get this crossbow first, and then go for the sword, and then go for the clothing. Did it kind of in reverse order, but you got to move geographically through the game. The captain's log. This is good. Port's full. 4 hulks, 6 cogs, 1 carrack, and nigh a dozen longships. Strange. Near half the longships carry privateers in the Empire's employ. Now, what's old Nilfgaard want with a pirate fleet? And why is she anchored in Bremvoord? done loading all passengers on board. Strange, a mage paid through the nose to share a cabin with a witcher. Freaks are drawn to each other. That Richard's a real treasure. It's not just about monsters. Even customs officers are more civil with Cayenne around. And they aren't annoyingly scrupulous as usual. Seems the legends surrounding our witcher have curtailed their zeal. Pressure's falling rapidly. Winds change directions. Could use that mage now. One that followed the witcher like a shadow, but the two of them are nowhere to be found. Cowards. Anyway, it's kind of funny. There's a mage on that boat with the witcher, and then there's a flash of light and a lot of ruckus, and then the two of them go missing. So Cayenne went a little mad. I love seeing big critters like this on the landscape. It's a basilisk. This is the funny thing, though, is that this is a basilisk.
Not your lucky day.
And I say that it's kind of a funny thing because I like these guys. He's got his wing swipe, which if you can avoid it, these aren't so bad to fight. But if you're like me and the first time you ever heard of a basilisk was like Dungeons and Dragons and then Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, your idea of a basilisk is a lot different than this big old chicken. Baldur's Gate 1 has some basilisks to the eastern part of the map, and when you find them, you're usually not of a level to be able to handle them, and you have to learn that what you really need is a certain kind of protection spell. So you want to have that protection spell on your main tank and get them out in front of everybody and get the basilisk's attention, and then nuke that sucker as fast as possible. Or main tanks usually have a couple of frontline fighters. We got Minsk and that early in the game you got Jaheira's husband and maybe yourself if you're playing a tanky type. So now a long time ago there was this folk here in the swamp that commissioned us to do something, and he said he didn't have the money, but he'd have double of it a week later. Well, that quest finally popped.
Witcher, greetings.
I want my coin. Where is it?
There, take it. Twice the sum, as agreed. I keep my word.
Sure, second time around. Never mind. Thank you and farewell.
Be nice to him, Geralt. He did give you twice as many points, which was 540 crowns. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk. And of course, there's not a fast travel marker close by, so on the way out of here, Big Bird showed up. And I just like fighting these things. I like the big creatures. And I like that you can use that sign to knock them out of the sky. Big dinosaur looking thing. These are gnarly. This is a low level one, but I like fighting the wyverns quite a bit. Sometimes finding his loot is a little troublesome. He dropped his guts a little far away from where he landed. Good shot, Geralt. So then I was reminded that, yes, we had this quest we picked up, and we should have finished it here on this island. But dummy me, I sailed off because I was so enamored with getting the cat crossbow. So I figured it was time to come back and find out what else do I have to do. And of course you can see it says find the cargo using your Witcher senses 2 of 4. So we snagged 2 of them purely by accident. And then finding the rest of them became a little bit of work. And they're not down here. We've exhausted the cargo in the water. but there are 3 little islands here together. So if you just wander around, you can do things like, see that? There's a chest there. Diagram for some gauntlets and superior cursed oil. Gotta like that. Now, where's the last one? Right there, maybe? Yep. All done. So that was nice. Coast of Rex completed. Hardened leather trousers, all this other stuff. Relict oil, you gotta like that. Anytime you can get oils is great. So we need to go make the cat suits, and that'll be something that we'll be doing the next episode or so. Geralt's still a little ways away from the level, but in any case, folks, you know the drill. Witcher Wednesdays, yes, they're coming back. We're going to play through this thing. There's a DLC in the fall, so as usual, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channels, leave your questions and comments down below. I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.